why hasn't Metallica played the Super Bowl, man? Like, they are primed to play the Super Bowl. First of all, look, I want to give a huge thank you to everybody who sent their thoughts and their prayers to me last week. Of course, I'd put it out on socials that we wouldn't be having a show. My dad was in the hospital, and he's home now. Dad is home now, and he's doing so much better, man. I tell you, he's come a long way. He's so much stronger. I talked to him today. He's feisty again, which is great. So he's doing so much better. Just kind of real quick, what happened on April 27th, he got a fever, and it wasn't a prescription for more cowbell. So, look, our family just makes terrible jokes. That's all we do, especially in crises and things like that. But on April 27th, he got a fever, and he just does not do well with fever whatsoever. It got as high as 103, and there's still no root cause as to what it was. They thought his appendix was enlarged at one point in time. It was a little enlarged, but not bad enough to need surgery or anything like that. So they don't really know what it was. Of course, as I've told a lot of you guys, he has stage 4 cancer. So, I mean, that's just part of it. And it doesn't take, he only has one kidney. So it doesn't take much for him to, for him to get out of whack and get out of whack kind of quick. And that's what happened. But he went downhill. He's back out now. You can't keep that man down. You just can't keep him down. And so it's really good. I appreciate all of those thoughts, all of those prayers and everything, and appreciate you guys understanding that when the show has to slow down a little bit because of that, things like these things will happen. Y'all have that support, or I have that support from y'all, and I really, 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 really do appreciate it. We've got JR the handler is going to be joining us. He's at his grandma's house. Hopefully it's going to work. There he is, JR. Hey. Yeah. He's got the good mic. He's got the paneling. He's got the walls. He's got the square TV back there. He is definitely at grandma's house. I love it.
I've got my Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Scared Stupid, and Ernest Goes to Jail trifecta DVD on standby if I need something to watch later.
Yes, you do. I guarantee you it's that TV. I can't tell. I know it's got a DVD player. Does it have a tape player as well?
Oh, yeah.
Is it the combo? Oh, yeah.
Combo.
Love it, man. Love it.
And we actually have a newer TV. I don't want to move my computer too much and mess anything up, but there actually is a normal newer flat screen over here, only because this square TV obviously does not have any digital capabilities to connect to any streaming services. So when we're here, we're all kind of used to that. So we have that, but I also have Old Faithful here. If I need to pop in a DVD, we've still got a massive DVD collection in the den. It's lots of VHS tapes, so we're covered.
I love that, man. I love that. That's the way it is at my mom and dad's house in Florine. Mom has a closet full of, in alphabetical order, like you're at a freaking movie store of movies. She's got like any movie that you want to see from the mid 80s pretty much through maybe 2005 or 10, just about anything you can imagine, it's in there. It's great, dude.
When you live out in the country, you got to have stuff to do for rainy days and when you're bored.
That's a fact.
So the farther you live out, the more it depends on what you're into, but and speaking of movie things, kids now will never know the thrill of going into a movie store and your mom or dad or grandma or aunt or whoever saying, you pick one each, you get to pick one each. And having to go there and decide in a timely manner out of thousands of options that you don't get to pre-look at because there's no internet or any way to know about them. You just look at the cover, pick a genre.
That's it.
And that's all you're going to get to watch at home outside of the 3 channels when you get back.
I love it, man. Yes, that they will never know that. That was such a thrill. And then whenever they threw in video games, and we're going to talk a little bit about a video game tonight, when they threw that into the whole kink, into the whole mix, that just took it all to a whole other level. It was so fun.
It's part of the reason
I miss those days, honestly.
Absolutely. And back then you could go in anywhere. It could be the TV repair store, the convenience station, anywhere may have a wall or a rack with DVDs or before that, VCR tapes as we called them. And part of my love for wrestling was that they had so many good wrestling videos back then. You could rent WrestleMania a couple years after it happened, and you could, that kind of Royal Rumbles, all that stuff. And you didn't have to pay the pay-per-view. You could rent it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
man, those were good old days. I think things were just a little bit more social then, peer-to-peer, face-to-face. I miss some of that interaction. It really, and I hate that, like, my kids have no clue. Even Haley has no idea that ever even existed, So
that's wild.
Man, I heard from Blasey yesterday, everybody. I heard from Blasey. Yes, it's been a minute. It has been a minute. He's doing great. He just shot me a text out of nowhere, and just to let me know that, he says that he is busy as all get out, just swamped, and I get it, the new job, and that's part of why he's not here and doing this right now with us. But he made a sales call. He's in Tampa, and he made a sales call to Dr. Dan. So he went to the Diacos, made a sales call, and I said, "Oh, holy cow, that's amazing. You need to come on the show in the next couple of weeks and just for a minute and just tell us about that, because we want to hear it. We want to hear about this." He didn't respond back to that, but I think he got back on locked into what he's doing. But I
say we text Lummy and Seth and tell them to make Bubba personally text Blasey and tell him, "Get your ass over here in the morning.
Yes.
I need you here at 6:30. You got your own chair. You've got a teleprompter you can read this time, and tell us about selling drugs to Dr. Dan."
Bring your beautiful voice into the BRN.
And you said he was in Tampa. That's the first thing I thought. Oh, what? He's now a reoccurring character on the Bubba Army, the Bubba Show now. Oh, that makes total sense. He definitely has the opportunity. He's got the golden throat, and he looks like a Tampa guy. Let's be honest here. He's a Panhandle guy, but he looks like a Tampa guy.
He is.
He can fit in the Tampa guy look for sure. I love it. I actually talking about people being places. I got a text today from the great John Costeca and asking, was I in Nashville today? He's up in Nashville doing some stuff there with a convention, I think he said. So he's up there, and I'm not. I'm actually in Mississippi, as you mentioned. I'm at my grandmother's house. We have a show here Saturday, so I came a few days early to spend some time with my grandmother and my aunt. But yeah, John texted me today, was up there. I was like, I was rando. Glad you thought about me, though. But saying he was enjoying the music scene. He was going to the local tonight to see some new artists and stuff. So he was having a good time.
Okay.
Hate I missed him. That would have been fun to cat around with him. But
sure.
Would love to hear the story of Blasey and Dr. Dan's engagement on this. And how did Dr. Dan know who he was when he called? Did Blasey say, "Hey, this is Blasey, the one-man posse. Hey, I got some
many
Viagra I need to sell you," or whatever he's selling. I got some what does he do? Catheters? Or he used to do something like it.
I don't know what know what he's selling these days. Peptides, maybe. No, he's selling.
I don't know. He's probably still jabbing them in his arm like he was that one show we tried to get him to do.
We needed a follow up on that show. I guess we're just going to have to live with the fact that we're not going to get a follow up to that show, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Peptides are so good. They fix your shoulder. They get you a new job. You get to go hang out with Dr. Dan in Tampa. I mean, peptides work. That's all I took away from that.
It peptided his ass away from the show is what it did.
All the way down there.
Damn.
Drugs to Dr. Dan. I know. He can't hold the microphone because he's jabbing his arm with those peptides.
I love it. I love it, man.
Hopefully he will give us an update just to let us know, even if it's a week after, let us know how his trip went. Did he get to see anybody? All that fun stuff. And maybe if I have to, I'll tell the story because I'm going to Tampa next week and I'm going to at least talk to everybody. I'm going to try to go by the studio. So
awesome.
I'll try to see if I can get an update. But
good. We're going to need one. I'll tell you what, man, before we kind of start to dive into some of this stuff, I got an invite. I got asked yesterday. I had a phone call with a guy's name is Brooks. He makes all these paddles that they give away, that they give out for trophies and stuff like that at these cook-offs. He does more than just that, but he does make those paddles. He has a social media page, the Bayou Paddle Company. So you can look him up on Facebook for sure. He may be on other places, but definitely on Facebook. Well, he asked me to be a judge this August in Morgan City, Louisiana, under that Highway 90 bridge, like I did with the Cajun Burger Cook-Off. They have a lot of events under that Highway 90 bridge. It's a great location. It's in the shade. It's under a bridge. There's usually a breeze going. August, it's going to be hot as hell. It's on August 9th, but I'm a judge. I'm gonna be in a specialty hospitality tip.
Yes.
I'll be fine. It ain't gonna be a problem.
Just tell them you need an extension cord so you can plug your fan in. You should be good.
That's it. That is it. But Pit versus Pot. That is the name of this. This is the first annual Pit versus Pot cook-off, man. I'm jacked for this. This is going to be amazing.
So this could be anything from the grill to a pot. So this could be crawfish to ribs.
Yeah, I mean, good luck getting crawfish in August, but
well,
for
true,
sure,
yeah. but
shrimp,
anything,
shrimp or something,
crabs,
anything you can cook in a pot, jambalaya, gumbos, whatever they want to do.
Stew. Oh yeah,
yes.
Red
the rules are pretty
couillon.
simple. Oh, yes. That sounds good. Rules are pretty simple. Pit must be cooked over charcoal, pellet, or wood. It's got to be grilled. Okay. Hey, whenever I was talking to him, he said, if you can cook rice over a grill, that's fine. You can't use a pot over a grill to make the rice, but if you can figure out how to put rice on a grill and cook it, go for it.
You're right.
But whatever
pot has
you
to
can
be
cook
on propane.
Or I guess it doesn't maybe necessarily have to be over propane, but it's a cast iron, a Magnolite, etc. True pot.
So you could use a hot plate, electric hot plate, theoretically.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so.
But you just can't. There's no combination of the two. You can't also smoke what goes in the pot. So I guess but they're giving you a lot of options there with multiple ways to grill, not just charcoal or something else. Letting you use pellet that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool because a lot of these don't allow that anymore. Like I'm judging one in November at the Free State Festival in Florida, Louisiana. I'm going to be doing. They have a true barbecue cook-off. I'm going to be judging that, but last year anyhow, no pellet grills were allowed. It had to be all wood, charcoal, or whatever. So
right,
I'm looking forward to. I like these calls of getting to be judges, man.
Yeah, it's
cool,
fun.
Brother,
congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank
what
you.
better person? You cover a lot of that space on here on social media and on YouTube and with your videos, and a lot of the players in the game. You're a fair guy.
Right.
You're on the up and up. So it only makes sense. They know you like to eat, so and they know,
yes, I do.
And they know you can cook and good flavors. So I mean that you perfect pick for that. I mean, you know what I mean. If it wasn't you, it'd be a magazine guy who's covering the same material that you cover on this show.
Exactly. So I'm excited about it, man. It's a whole lot of fun. It's just it's an honor to be asked. So I can't wait, man.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully there's a small chance, but hopefully maybe I'm off and we're in Homa that week because it's just right down the road.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah, that's not far from Homa. It's not far from Homa at all, like 20 minutes or something like that. So
and I'll have to make sure you have Hal Bruni's number while you're there, so maybe he can come visit if he's not a part of it already.
We've said this for 2 years now, but we need to get Hal on the show. I just want to sit back and let you and Hal talk, and I'll interject. I just be the fly on the wall and hear y'all talk about all of that stuff. That'd be a good one. You should have him on your podcast.
Yeah, for sure. But this would be fun too, just to chop it up so we can mix everything in there. Because I don't know if he's even playing music out that much anymore. We saw each other briefly last year at an event for what we did for Wayne later in the year, and it was great to see him. But it was too brief, and wrapped up in emotion, so we didn't really get to connect. But yeah, because he's done festivals down there. I know a lot of what I know about eating Louisiana food from people like Hal Bruni and his friends in Morgan City. That I was telling the story. Actually, I think it was yesterday. Hal's oldest daughter was at my house. Sharice was going to go do her hair while she was in town. She is in Gulf Shores this summer interning with one of the property management companies. She just finished her first year at Alabama. And I was telling her about how I and her dad met And it was just hilarious. And I told her that was before I knew Sharice and Homa. The first time I ever went was to Morgan City. I had never been past New Orleans until that trip, and they made me pull an alligator out of the water by its mouth. We checked crab traps. We had all of the traditional Cajun food, and I was hooked. It was great.
Oh yeah, I love it, man.
But it was all from him bringing me down there and showing me that first time. I had no idea because, a lot of people don't know. That's like everybody thinks everybody in Alabama lives, in a trailer in the middle of the woods. Well, I mean, some of us do, but not all of us. Same with most people don't think there's anything past New Orleans when you're going south, and you're like, well, yeah,
that's true.
There's the biggest parish in the whole state is actually right below New Orleans.
That is true. That is true. Well, look, we haven't given a shout out. Here we go. We're like 16 minutes into doing this show and haven't even mentioned all of our fine folks that are in here tonight, man. So, Mr. Paul Rogers, Mr. Paul Rogers,
what's up, brother?
Not a show without brother Paul. Not a show without brother Paul. Stacy G, look who graced us with their presence. What is up, Miss Stacy G? Appreciate you stopping by. Really, really do. Brian Gilson, baby, what's up? It's not a show without Brian either, so it's good to see you, my man. It is good to see you. Good to have you here as always. Boog, what's up? He's calling us the Tigsters. I've kind of been playing with that a little bit. I changed the name of our Facebook page from Tigs Wigs HQ to Tigs Bits and Pieces, which I think is a more appropriate name. Yeah. Maybe the Tigsters is a good little nickname.
Especially right now while Hulk Hogan's about to start a new wrestling federation. I mean, we're not the Hulksters, we're the Tigsters. That's what that was an early. True. I agree with you, Leboog. That's one of the ones that first got me was Tigsters. I thought, boy, that's a good one. Just like the Hulksters,
Well, y'all vote. We're gonna in the chat. Y'all if y'all like that. Look, I mean, it's what we call you.
But
guys,
I like Tigs wigs because big wigs.
I did big wigs, Tigs wigs. Yeah. I like that play too. But
the Tigs Bits and Pieces makes sense for that actual page there directly.
Right.
I get it. I see all three. So y'all vote and let us know because we'll go back and forth till the sun comes up.
For sure. We've been doing it for 3 years. Haven't really locked in. We locked in on Tigs wigs, and here we are thinking about changing it again. Imagine that. It's the one constant in this world is change, and that's the funnest thing about this show is we can just switch and change if we want to.
There we go.
If that's what
especially
we want to do.
Especially with that.
For sure. Brian says we have a new pope. The white smoke has risen. Yes, sir. Pope Leo, I'm not sure the 14th. Number, but Pope Leo, 14th. There you go. From Chicago, I understand.
Yep.
That's amazing. We have an American Pope. I think he's not originally American, but, went to Villanova.
I think he was born in Chicago and then got citizenship in South America where he spent most of his time priesting it up,
Poping.
I guess you'd say. Yeah, whatever. I was gonna say poping it up, but he hadn't been the Pope in just a minute. But wherever he was priesting it up,
cardinaling it up,
cardinaling it up. I channeled my inner the ladies' man on that. So while you was nunning it up, how long you been nunning it up? That's no disrespect to that religion at all.
None whatsoever. No.
Just the play on words thing. But where he was cardinaling it up down there somewhere, I think Peru, maybe somewhere in South America, I believe. Don't quote me on this. For a long enough time where I think he actually got citizenship there. But yeah, he was born in 55, so he's almost 70.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was in the running. They said he was a kind of a long shot, but he was in the running. And he was I listened to a little of that. I was actually at home today until that happened, and then I got on the road. So, but yeah, congrats. That's awesome. What a great moment for the people of the Catholic faith all over the world. I'm sure everybody's relieved. And of course you saw the meme of Shadur Sanders. Damn, they picked a pope before they picked me.
Yes.
I was like, man, that guy.
I saw.
Michael Jordan's so happy because they've just finally retired the Michael Jordan crying thing because of this new stuff. It's like, man, if you're ever on the wrong side of one of those viral things, you're just like, man, would somebody else do something stupid soon so I can get off the hot seat? Please get me off this hot seat.
For sure. For sure. Terry Foster, Terry Wayne, what's up?
T-Wayne.
He says, hello, guys. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, Big E. Big E.
Biggest of E's.
What's
What
up,
Big
brother? Love Big E, man. Love Big E. Mike, I can't ever Baba the Goats. Baba the Goats. There it is. I can't. Mike. It's Mike Rucker, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Rucker.
Name.
Big E says that the Tigs family is a real family for sure. Kind of going back to whenever I was talking about Dad. There is no doubt about that, man. There is no doubt. Terry Wayne says that he loves him some Mr. Joe. They loved visiting with you, Terry, too. I didn't mention this, I don't think, on the last show, but Terry stopped by and visited with my mom and dad when they were in Florine. Riley and I were there. We were fishing, but he was driving his tractor, I think, to get gas. He swung on in to the house and visited with Mama and Daddy, who were out going through all the stuff in the attic. And if that ain't redneck, then I don't know what is.
Yes.
That's that country living.
I'll kiss your you know what. Yeah, that's awesome, T. Wayne. That's awesome.
That is country living for sure. Bob Cook. Mr. Bob Cook. What is happening, brother? What is happening? The legend.
Absolutely.
The legend, Bob Cook. Our boy, Aaron Ryan, what's up? True. This is true. He can't believe that you're not at the ACM Awards tonight, JR.
Yep. Retired that duty some years back. We don't go to those anymore. I know he's, I enjoyed going to those because you do get to catch up with a lot of your friends that you don't get to see regularly out at shows. But it is a lot to do, and I'm enjoyed not having to go out there, to be honest with you. It's kind of like
dress up, I'm sure.
Well,
you got all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, get out there. And, we got shows this weekend. I'm at my grandmother's. I'd much rather be here at home with my wife than somewhere like that. It's an honor if we got nominated or wanted and they asked us to perform or present or something. I'm sure we would go. But, Justin's got ball games today with his kids. So we probably wouldn't win if we had a shot. But I know everybody out there's having fun. Y'all be safe. I think is it in Dallas this year? I think it's in Dallas again this year.
It is in Dallas. It is in Dallas because I saw some folks that I follow here locally on the radio in Baton Rouge. They're there. They're at it.
Yeah, I did get my vote in for the ACM, so hopefully all the artists I vote for will win.
Okay, you're a voter? You get to vote?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Member of the ACMs. Yep.
Justin wasn't nominated for any category. He had a badass album and a #1 in the last year. I mean, that generally should get you up there, I would think. But
you'd think it's weird how all that stuff works. And I mean, there's a lot of people. It's a lot of people out there doing it right now. It's been a couple years since. Well, I say that maybe last year. The duet with Priscilla that went #1 the year before was up for the duet, the vocal collaboration of the year, which this year should be taken home by Riley Green and Ella Langley. Just for the
if it's not, what a travesty, huh?
Yeah, I called it I'm egg on my face if not, because first time when I heard that, I said that's the winner. I can guarantee you next year. I don't care if it climbs the charts or not, that'll be the one. And it did. But no, so we did and nominated, but I don't know. And it's just a whole thing. Been there, done that kind of deal. Justin did win ACM New Artist of the Year back in 2014, I believe. We've been back once or twice since then, but it is what it is. Everybody have fun, go enjoy. And to be completely honest with you, like I said, there's other things that are more prioritized. And two, it costs money. I mean, they don't. They don't pay your way. It's not like a gig. They don't pay us all to be there. Justin had to pay us all to go, and then spend all this hotels. I mean, not saying we wouldn't. You know what I mean? But it's not just
correct.
It ain't just a free. It ain't a free trip.
It's not Exactly. It's not a priority unless it needs to be one.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I appreciate it. Aaron. It's good to hear from you, buddy. We're going to, he actually texted me a couple days ago because he's coming to Gulf Shores to vacay soon and was asking me about some properties where they want to stay. So hopefully I'll get to catch up with him when he's down there. If not, I will be in Nashville for some of the CMA stuff that starts the beginning of next month. We're going to be in town for a couple days doing some things. So, maybe I'll catch up with him there, but good dude. Always appreciate him chipping in and watching and helping the cause.
Yeah, we need to get him on the show in here at some point on Tigs Bits, Aaron. So we'll get with you, man. Would love to have you over on here
because he loves New Orleans.
Sure.
He loves Mardi Gras. He loves food like we do. He would be great.
And if those of y'all that are listening to this and you don't know, he runs the social media page Whiskey Riff, and man, what a great page! It's so many good stories, country music stories. More, it goes a little bit deeper than that, even at times, but that's the main theme. Fantastic resource for country music information. You've made the page a couple of times here recently with your show as well, with some of the things that have been uncovered that you've done. So, yeah, man, just a great page. Love to have him on.
It's been pretty neat when we get our weekly press thing from our publicist. Now I have a little column down there. JR's podcast got mentioned here and here. It's pretty funny.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Jeb Bison says Hurricane Preparedness, the DVD player.
Yes,
for sure. That's exactly right.
And we had the TV that you hook up to the battery, the old school TV that you can hook up to the car battery too, from back when the power.
Yeah, you have that inverter. You got the old inverter where you we used
Granddad
to do that.
Granddad would go pull a battery out of somewhere, and then next you know it's here. But we had TV, we could watch the news or.
Dang right. Dang right. Rainey, what is happening, Rainey? She says, hey to us. What is good to see you, Miss Rainey. Always good to see you. Yes. So that's it with all of the food. Good to see everybody. So happy to see everybody. The fat pig. Tigsters sounds childish. Okay. I mean, I could see that. So that's a no. That's a vote for no for that. Paul says yes.
Did you see that guy's profile picture, the fat pig?
Yes.
It's a crazy, like, psycho clown deal. I'm like, well, we're definitely not getting no children around that guy. Crazy clown face.
We've had the fat pig on an election night. He came on to the show. We went off the rails that night.
Right. Not him.
No, his profile pic.
The profile guy. Yeah. It looks like he eats children. So, but maybe so. Well, maybe, and I'm not disagreeing, pig, but I'm just thinking, well, it is childish, but don't we all like nostalgia from our childhood? We all,
I like it. I think that it could just be a thing. We could put Tigsters and make it look like Hulkamania, but it says Tigsters. Like, that would look cool.
Hulk screws up again and we have to disassociate.
And it won't take long.
Ooh, we could do it an anti-Tigsters. Like, we're taking over. Hulksters is not the thing. It's Tigsters now. Like, we're on Bubba's team, so we're taking that name over. And, like, so people won't associate that with him anymore. They'll associate it with us. And we're affiliated with Bubba, so Bubba wins.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Now that we're all caught up, let's move a little bit. I want to talk about some things. And this is the part of the fun show for me and for JR, especially for JR, because he has no clue what I have on the agenda tonight. I sent him a picture of the thumbnail, which we're going to hit all three things that are in that thumbnail for sure. Some stuff I may not get to tonight, but I want to start with this. Imagine the roar of a crowd and the electric energy from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia last night, whenever Metallica entered the house and they played Enter Sandman. Now, I know that it's like Metallica, okay, they're old and all that, but this is football and sports related. If you know, and a lot of folks do that watch college football, Virginia Tech comes out every game, and they have since like 2000 to Enter Sandman, and that place goes nuts. They lose it. They jump. They're going crazy, all of that stuff. Well, Metallica played Lane Stadium last night, and I mean, I'm just getting goosebumps just seeing it. I wasn't even there, but I've just watched videos, and I'm going to show one right now just a little bit. Hopefully we don't get flagged with the content strike. I'm going to skip forward through it a little bit, but man, holy cow, watch this. So they do the "Let's Go Hokies" chant there, apparently, and just feeding into all of it. The boys know what they're doing. Hetfield's just playing to the audience so amazingly. But just watch whenever the lights come on. Freaking nuts.
That was impressive. I mean, wow. That was badass.
He gets badass, isn't it?
I mean, all my hair on my arm standing up. I mean, that's why I go to concerts, for stuff like that, man.
For that, man,
Yep.
for that, and what it made me
Great
think about.
Oh, looked amazing.
Fantastic production. I mean, they're just the best. They're freaking Metallica, man. But what it made me, thinking of, that's a moment that those people in that stadium, anybody that they're, how they always say there's 70,000 or 80,000 people that were there. There'll be, in 10 years, there'll be over 1 million that claim that they were there, but there was only 70 or 80 or whatever that stadium will hold for a concert. But man, thinking about unforgettable concerts, that reminded me of the seismic event that happened in Death Valley when Garth Brooks played Tiger Stadium, did call in Baton Rouge. I mean, the hair on my arms starts standing up just thinking about that too, because it was just freaking amazing. Same deal there. And then George Strait played Texas A&M last year to 100,000 plus. There's these iconic moments that
Canadian Ragweed played
at Oklahoma State. Yeah.
I heard some people that said when they played certain stuff, he said the whole Ragweed show, everybody knew every word, and it was absolutely. And this was from Boyd Causey, who's a tour manager, who was actually, I just had on the podcast. We talked about it, and he's been to all kinds of shows all over the world, and he said it was special. It was special.
Yes. Mike says, Tiggs, you saw a concert in Clemson? No, I saw it in the real Death Valley, brother.
Good one. Good one. I like it. I love it. As an Alabama fan, I love it. I love it.
Here's my thought, though. My whole takeaway on that is, why hasn't Metallica played the Super Bowl, man? Like, they are primed to play the Super Bowl. And I said this to Riley today when I picked him up. Hey, can you think of a football game that you've been to in the last 30 years, where you do not hear that song played at some point during the game, if not at the very beginning, if not kickoff of the second half, you hear that song. You're going to hear Enter Sandman at every single sporting event. They are custom made to play the Super Bowl. Like, that would be a great show, and they can slow it down. They have some ballads. They don't have to go completely. They're not going to play Hit the Lights and stuff like that, Ride the Lightning. They can go with their Nothing Else Matters, Fuel, that, Enter Sandman. Master of Puppets has had a resurgence because of Stranger Things. Yeah, that's it. There's your set. That's a great Super Bowl set.
It's not diverse enough, Tiggy,
Hey, very true. Very true. My experience.
Sold millions of records and millions of, line them up out the door all over the world to see them, but no. Let's don't have them.
No. They're too heavy.
Yeah, a bunch of Americans rocking.
Yeah, just flat out rock. I think we will see them do a halftime show before they give it up, before they're done touring. I sure hope so, because I think that they should. They're just a great choice.
Have they never?
To me, they never have. No.
Have the Foo Fighters?
No, but that would be another good one.
Because when I think, I was just thinking that I forget about Metallica still rocking, because they still do shows,
still selling out stadiums,
killing it. Obviously, I just don't notice it. But I was because I always think the Foo has to be the biggest rock band in the world these days. Metallica's still up there though.
They're still top five. I mean, for sure. They have been for a long time.
Well, and like you said, both of them would be great. I mean, they have great catalogs, great songs everybody would know, or the majority of people would know, that'll get you pumped up for a ball game. I mean, I've liked a lot of the Super Bowl shows, but sometimes I'm like, that was a miss, but I don't understand what their goal. I don't know their goal. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to do a tribute to the city? Are you trying to get everybody fired up about the league? Are you trying to promote something amongst the league, you know what I mean? Because like a couple years ago when they did the thing in LA and it had Dre and Snoop and 50 and all that stuff, I thought that worked perfect in LA, perfect.
Yes.
But I also think when you come to New Orleans, you should have, we've got enough entertainers from the state of Louisiana to cover that. Same if you go here, we should have somebody from there. Or if you're trying to go with a star that just fits the thing for whatever reason. You know, I thought for sure they'd had Taylor Swift since she dates one of the guys in the damn game, but and she sells more tickets than anybody. But you know, I don't know.
People
not that I want to see
Swift...
Taylor Swift, but I just assumed. I mean, there's you a tie-in. She's selling you as many tickets as your ball players are. You might as well just max it out, pay her now, and max it out.
Exactly. That's the damn truth. It really is, man.
You know how many new fans came to the NFL because of her that would have never cared two craps except for they like the color of the jersey, you know?
Right. For sure.
It's wild to think that. That's the society we live in.
It is. It is. But she brought them. She will do she'll do one at some point. There's zero doubt in my mind that they will get her to do a Super Bowl if she wants to, you know, which, I mean, if I'm an artist, why wouldn't you want to do the Super Bowl? You've got the biggest stage in the whole freaking world.
And I think it's a timing thing too. Usually you want to do it if you're promoting something, because I don't think it pays very much. But I think
it pays.
I don't think it pays at all. Yeah, but that's it. If you're promoting something, you play that, anything you selling goes out, should go through the roof.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, kind of to slow it down for a second from the highs of live music and all of that to a little bit of sobering news while we're talking a little music. Let's take a little moment for Brad Arnold of Three Doors Down. I don't know if you saw that, JR, but he's facing a pretty tough battle with cancer, and I hated hearing that. He said that he'd been sick for a couple weeks ago, and he went to the hospital. He got checked out, and he actually got the diagnosis that he had clear cell renal carcinoma that had metastasized into his lung. He's only 46. We're basically the same age. I didn't realize I'm a year older than Brad Arnold. I thought he was older than me. So
yeah.
That's what a freaking bummer. It's not a. I saw Bubba. I talked about it on his show a little bit today. I just saw a social media clip. Just terrible, man. I love Three Doors Down. I've seen them. I've seen them a couple times. They played in Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, the real one. One time they played a halftime show 5 or 6 years ago. I saw them in Little Rock with my buddy at that water park. Well, not in Little Rock, in Hot Springs. Magic Mountain. Justin's probably played there, I would imagine, on those summer tours. We saw
talked
them.
To a guy today, asked me about wanting us to play there again. It's so ironic.
There you go. So yeah, it's a cool place. It's a fun place to go see a show too, because you're at a water park. If it's hot, you can just go get wet and then slip on down there to the deal. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
And I
saw that. And
I don't know Brad personally. We may have met, but I don't know. I don't think so. But I will say that we had a lot of mutual friends. I know a lot of people that knew Brad real close, and I don't know anybody has a bad word to say about him, from his old bandmates, merch guy, tour manager, buddies. He's from Mississippi. He's from up Tupelo area. I remember lots of people on the way to Charlie Daniels, to just everybody. He was buddies with everybody, and he was one of those guys that has done a lot for charity and people in need. Yeah. He's done things and put on benefits and done that for a long time. And it's just tragic and awful. And we just pray for him that the healing hands the Lord can put on him and with his family, because he's way too young, and he's just been such a good person, it seems, and done so much good. And then for some just wild something that could happen to any of us, it's just tragic. Hopefully he'll pull out.
It is. I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so. But there's one thing, there's no doubt in my mind. I watched his video of him announcing it, and he don't look good in that. You can tell he's been hit hard with it, but he'll make something positive out of this. There's no doubt in my mind. But it's just tough, and it sounds like what he has is something that's kind of actually very similar to my dad. So I totally get it. Thoughts and prayers are with him 100%. He's a great guy. They're a great band, and they're just good. They're good people. I've had friends who knew them, was friends with the drummer. I have other like that actually know them, so like a degree or two of separation away from people who actually know them, and like you said, never heard a bad thing. They're good. They're just good dudes. All people, of them. They're all good dudes. So hate to hear that, man.
Their old tour manager is out actually with Dylan Carmichael right now, and I saw him, Gary Pettis. I saw him. I've seen him several times the last couple of weeks, and we didn't a week ago when I saw him, we had no idea we were. Didn't know any of this, obviously. And then now it's like I hadn't talked to anybody, but it's going to hurt. It stings a lot of people because, like I said, he has a great legacy and a friend and brother to a lot of people. Man, it just sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. But kind of turning the page a little bit, moving on to the next thing. While we're on some somber subjects, we'll pick it up a little bit here. But, everybody is out there is worried about nukes, climate change, even killer asteroids. They've got one that's supposed to be coming close to the Earth, whatever. But what if I told you that none of that is actually what it's going to be that's going to wipe us out? According to a new NASA-backed study, the real killer is
sentient technology. Oh, time.
It's time and the sun and the slow, quiet death of oxygen. That is what is going to finally kill the planet.
Any timeline on that?
1 billion years or something. I do think that the timeline is long. It's not going to happen anytime soon, of course, but there was a study that was supported by NASA, and it was conducted by some scientists at Toho University, and from all of that, they predict that the Earth will gradually lose its oxygen in about 1 billion years. So this isn't a problem for us. Or the next generation or the one after that, it's going to be a minute before that happens. But the reason it's going to happen is that it's due to the increasing solar heat, which is going to cause a carbon dioxide breakdown, which will ultimately affect plant life and then lead to a dramatic drop in oxygen levels. And eventually the Earth's atmosphere will resemble its pre-great oxidation event state, uninhabitable for humans and animals, basically be grayed out and look like a moon.
Not wherever Castle Grayskull was.
Yes.
What was he?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
called?
about.
Oh God. Eternia.
Yeah, but it's going to, there it is. There it is. But that's what it's going to look like. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. You think that maybe humanity should continue to invest in long-term space exploration? Maybe we need to, I've seen that they have these other planets, K1026 or whatever the hell it's called, some other planet. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? There we go. I don't know why I don't know where my camera went.
There you go.
Do you think that long-term space exploration is the way to go so we can get the hell off of this if that happens?
We definitely should be prepared to. I will say that in my lifetime, many of the sci-fi movies we watched as kids that seem so far-fetched have already came true, and the remaining that haven't came true all involve them on spaceships. So
yeah, that's true.
I just don't, that and Terminator. So I think between the two, we should probably make sure we have an option if it's an option, and we should make it for diesel so it can make it a long ways if we need to.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Or if nothing else, go off the planet and hover around for 20 years till whoever's down here kicking each other's ass all keel over, and then we'll come back and hang out. But the oxygen thing, there's nothing we can do there. We have to find some way. We got 1 billion years to work on it, so I think we're good. But
I think we got time. We've got time. 1 billion years, that's a long dang time. Yeah. So I think we will find a way to solve it. We won't be here, but it will be solved.
Gives all you kids in elementary school something to dream about. Solve that problem, you'll get to hit in the history books. That's how you get in the books.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Well, that's it. That's it with the heavy stuff. So let's talk about something for a second that's extremely binge-worthy. Let's move over to a little entertainment for a second. Have you seen the 4 seasons on Netflix yet, JR?
Watched episode 1, I believe, the other night, and then I stopped.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I didn't. Yes, very much so, and it's fun. Tammy and I sat down. We watched the whole dang thing. I think Sunday night, from started it, and they're all like 27 to 35 minutes long. They're not that long. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Four Seasons. It's a modern adaptation of Alan Alda's 1981 film that's been reimagined by Tina Fey and some other folks. You've got Tina Fey in there. You have Steve Carell is in there. He's great. Will Forte, and then a host of other folks that I don't know about, but maybe y'all do. But those are the three big stars. And Alan Alda's even in it. I think he was in that first episode. He's in the first or second episode. But good to see him. And it's that his voice is so iconic that he looks old, and I looked him up. He's 89 now.
Wow.
But he still filmed that, and that voice is just so distinctive, though. You know, when you hear him talking. I don't know if I've ever seen the original movie, The Four Seasons. I'm sure I have, but I don't know. I don't know if I have. So I want to watch it now that I've watched this whole show.
Definitely. Yeah, I like I said, I started it. Interesting. Didn't know it came from a movie adaptation, so I'd love to go back and watch that. We started it. We had just finished The Residency, which is pretty good on Netflix, where it's the White House. There's a murder in the White House and the living quarters during a big state dinner, and it's a 8-part. I think they're 50 minutes an episode, but it was really good. It was basically Clue. The board game Clue, basically. But it was interesting the way they played it out. And boy, at the end, it spun around so fast. I told Sharice, we got to watch this again. Because I don't know. I know who did it, but I don't know what the hell they just said 30 minutes leading up to it.
Exactly. Yeah, Mike says that ending on the last episode. Yeah, the last two are strong. I will not give anything away. But if you want to be entertained, highly entertaining, very well done, and just I thought it was fantastic.
It's pretty hooky
great
from the beginning too, because of the concept. Yeah. You're like, whoa! And so, are they putting one? Are they all available now? Or are they each one's coming out each week?
Yeah, they're all available now. So you can and it's 4 seasons. Each season has 2 episodes. Starts, I believe, in the spring, summer, fall, and then it ends in winter. And so it's fantastic. From what I have understood, it goes along fairly closely to the movie, but then there's some major plot twists that definitely were not in the original movie. So if y'all haven't seen it, it's worth it. Go check it out. I think it's a good time. They don't need any hype. I mean, I think it's the #1 thing on Netflix right now. It's just rocking and rolling, but really, really well done. I love anything that Tina Fey does. She's just a fantastic writer, a comedic mind. Like, she's done so much stuff that you don't even realize that was behind the scenes on things. She's amazing. She's amazing.
Will Forte, to me, always makes a blast from the past. Did you watch Last Man on Earth with Will Forte?
I did. Yes, I did.
God, that was a good show. That was funny. That was ridiculous. It was awesome. That was a good show.
I love anything. Show. He's just hilarious.
Yes,
he's
he
just
really
out
is.
of his mind. Hilarious. Just crazy. McGruber.
I watched an episode that was on the other day, like on a SNL, like, each character greatest hits or something. I didn't remember the episode, but MacGyver was on there. And MacGruber was MacGyver's son, and he named him MacGruber MacGyver. And I never knew that until the day. It was so strange. MacGruber MacGyver. We're going to name him MacGruber. And the lady was like, MacGruber MacGyver? He's like, yeah, MacGruber MacGyver. So that's his I didn't know that was his origin story. He was MacGruber MacGyver. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Brian says to check out Poker Face with Natasha Lyonne. My wife's watched it. She said I would like it. I just haven't made it to it yet.
Yeah, season 2 is about to come out soon. I saw him hyping that, but season 1 was really good.
Yeah. I'm going to check that out. And I've also heard I need to check out Mobland. I've heard that's really, really good. There's a lot of good shows out right now.
I hadn't seen any of the land places, Landman, Mobland, any land places I hadn't seen.
Oh, you got to see Landman. You got
Yellowstone. I watched the first season of Yellowstone and was like, this is ridiculous. I'm out.
Yeah. I could never really get into Yellowstone, man. I mean, I watched the first season, and then I just it's just too much. It's just for me. It's just too much. But I get it. I get why people like it. I love Landman though. I found Landman to be a lot. It moved along faster. I want something that moves.
Right.
You know, when I found Yellowstone just kind of buried down. That's me. I get why people like it. But, you know,
the best of all of those type shows to me came out a while back. It was called Bloodlines. I
haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was about a family that had a bed and breakfast down in the Keys, and one of the sons was the sheriff. Anyway, it was only 3 seasons. It wasn't that long, but man, that was a good one. It moved, and it was like, whoa. It was kind of like Ozark before Ozark. It was kind of had that vibe a little bit, but.
Ozark,
I quit watching Ozark.
Show.
I thought it was great. I just thought some parts were ridiculous. Like you could just walk up. And you could just walk up and knock on the front door of the heroin kingpin's house. I'm like, in no world would you be able to walk up to their front door. That just doesn't happen. So,
and no, exactly. Yeah. Big E says The Last of Us is really good. I watched the first episode. I actually played that video game. I played the first video game. Amazing, and I loved following along with season 1 because I'd played that video game. I haven't played The Last of Us Part 2, haven't played it, so I don't know as much, and I haven't started that series either, but I'm going to because I obviously love everybody that's in it. I know it's good.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another one that I've got to get. No doubt. But speaking of entertainment, let's shift over to the digital realm. We talked just a second with The Last of Us and video games. I don't know if you saw it yesterday or earlier this week. GTA Grand Theft Auto 6 it's coming out. It's delayed. They first of all gave the announcement that it's going to be delayed until May 26th of 2026. Which is like, because they've been working on this game for a long-ass time, man. A long-ass time. Mm-hmm. But since they giveth and they taketh away, they taketh that away, but they giveth a lot of the characters in the game and some of the design and the locations and your protagonist, maybe a little bit of the storyline in like a 2.5 minute video clip preview of it. Go check it out. We definitely will get flagged if we play that on here. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But the graphics on this thing are just goofy. The way that people look, the characters, everything, it just is extremely realistic. And I believe her name is Lucia. I don't know how she's going to pronounce her name. She's one of the main characters. That girl's got cake. I mean,
really?
it's just going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for young boys out there that start playing this game and all, because Lucia got cake.
Wow. Yeah. And, I bet they're going to, because everybody loved the embedded stuff and they're the things that you could do that probably weren't in the handbook, that you could figure out how to do. And I bet they've got that kind of stuff littered all throughout this new one, because the little hidden gems, because they know people love it.
Right. Curon, we appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Bryce. He thinks he's the only one in X chat. Probably so. Don't rock and roll over on X as much.
And I don't have my phone there. Yeah, and I usually get my phone and conversate at least on the YouTube thing, but I'm using it as my hotspot tonight, so I don't want to interrupt my feed here, everybody. But hey, everybody, thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for always supporting all this stuff. We appreciate it for sure. I'll try to get on there and comment once I get off, but good to see everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from virtual chaos, and they showed this, and the whole Grand Theft Auto 6 it's set in Florida. It's a perfect place. You've got Miami, the Keys.
That could really happen. That could really, all this shit could really happen in Florida. Florida's buck wild.
100. Yes, it is. Yes, it totally is.
You stay, Florida. I love it.
Yeah, just stay you, Florida. Do not change. Do not change. Except for change for this. This is well, I said I was done with bad stories. This one's not good. I don't know if you heard about this, but while we're in Florida, there was a real world tragedy, a heartbreaking incident, really. Just a couple of days ago, there was a 61-year-old lady was fatally attacked by an alligator while she was canoeing with her husband at Lake Kissimmee State Park. What happened, the couple's canoe floated over passed by a large alligator, and it pissed it off. It's mating season from like April to August or something like that. So I don't know if it's mating or what, but it agitated the heck out of the gator. Gator got mad, caused the boat to capsize, and the alligator pulled the lady into the water. Her husband attempted to fight off the alligator, but he was unsuccessful. Had to watch his wife just get maimed by an alligator. It's just terrible. I don't know why I'm even telling this story, but I just read it was trending today on Google, and I'm like, holy freaking cow. But it's a reminder, too, of if you're in Florida, and there's a lot of people that do kayaking and stuff like that. In fact, I've got a good friend of mine who had a video that went viral. ABC News called them to come and be on his show and to be on their show and all of this stuff because of he was in a little Hobie kayak and a 14, 15, maybe bigger alligator surfaced near them. They paddled away. They got away from it, but that same situation could have completely happened with them. I mean, you're in their territory.
Exactly.
You're in. They're just
alligators
them.
And you know as well as I do, alligators are typically skittish around humans. They don't want no part of you usually.
Right.
But during mating season, like anything else, like you run up on between some bucks or any kind of animals that are in that crazed state, it's trouble. And you just need to be, and it's tragic because you think you would have a better heads up, but this is, I mean, like you said, it's still nature. You're in their territory. I can remember going down that same area going to Kissimmee, Florida, to go to Disney and stuff. We'd stay at the Howard Johnson's in Kissimmee. Well, they had a pond out back there with paddle boats, and my parents would let me and my brother go get in those paddle boats and paddle out in that pond. There was alligators everywhere, Brantley, everywhere.
God,
we saw them. We're in the boat, and my parents let us go. Like, they're not even down there by the pier with us. They're in the room. It's crazy to think that happened, though. And then, like, the day we left, they're pulling one out with a bulldozer. It's like, oh, Dad's like, oh, it's 14, 15 footer. Oh, I'm like, yeah, we were paddle boating in that yesterday, unsupervised.
Jeez, yeah.
But it was different. It was a paddle boat. You're sitting up. But I mean, I'm probably 9. So my brother's 5, 6. I'm 10. He's 6, 11, 7, somewhere in that range.
I can't even imagine letting Riley go off and do that. But the things, I mean, I was driving a 4-wheeler at 8 or 9 years old by myself, running through the woods, doing dumb stuff.
Yeah. 10th grade. I stayed with my spring break, spring break, 10th grade. I'm Panama City, unsupervised. Unbelievable. Miracle I'm here.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, on many fronts, it's a miracle both of us are here to do this podcast. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. Well, finally, let me pivot over to I got a couple things left. Let me pivot over. I saw this. I thought this was interesting. Bill Gates is making a commitment to give away almost his entire fortune by the year 2045, which is crazy. It's like he has like $200 billion and plans on giving like 99% of that out through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
He knows something we don't know.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. That is exactly what I was thinking. Like, what does he know that he's like, the hell with it? I'm just going to give all of my money away. 2045.
So about 5 years. So we got about 20 years. That. So 5 years after that, something's going down because he got enough to hang out after that and enjoy. So 2050. Watch out. Let's get ready.
Something
if anybody knows some
happen.
info, he might know. There's a handful.
It's a fact.
And he's one of them that probably would know, just being honest.
Well, I mean, there's so many different conspiracy theories about him. Of course, he's bought so much land all across the United States, farmland and stuff like that, and is turning places into solar farms.
Oh, yeah.
And just, his biggest thing that they say the focus of the funds are to target global health, education, poverty alleviation, and to eradicate diseases like polio and malaria. And he emphasizes this urgency due to the recent global setbacks and reduced government aid. So this is what his basically he's saying that but he's saying that he's
government he thinks the government fumbled it, so the private sector's going to handle it. Great, knock yourself out.
But he doesn't think that's exactly right, but he doesn't think that it's going to replace governmental global health initiatives, and I think he's right, but
yeah.
There's more to that. There's got to be more to that.
Well, of course the government can, because they can tax the people to death. There's an unlimited checkbook. Yeah. You and all your buddies got one too. Y'all just got to band up and make it.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right, man.
America's a gajillion dollars in debt. We ain't got it.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Look, y'all go check out our socials. If you haven't, I know a lot of y'all that are in here with us while we're recording this live. Obviously, you're on our socials. You're in there. But if you haven't, go give us a look up. Go find us, Tigs Bits Podcast. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You name it, we're there. And for those of you who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes videos, first dibs on everything, check out our Patreon. That link is going to be up on our webpage. I'm working on getting it up there. Plus, you can just go to Tigs Bits Podcast on Patreon. You can go there directly. We have a free tier. You can just sign up with your email, and you'll get early access to new content. And, of course, if you want to get...
That's the one I do.
Yes. That's the one. And look, I have no problem with that.
I love when I get the email, and because then I know what it is and I read the little tagline. I'm like, ooh, I bet that's interesting.
Yeah, and then he sends me a text. He's like, "Hey, will you send me that clip?"
Send me that clip.
I'm like, "Sure, I'll send you the clip."
It's tough on a brother these days with all these taxes.
That's right.
Talk about, man.
That's right. They should
share their Patreon password for the Tigs Bits with me. I'll share with you. I'll owe you one.
No doubt. Look, if you want to get some unfiltered stuff, though, that's going to be behind the paywall. And your boy, I'm going to start doing a show once a month where I just say what the hell's going on with the show, whatever's going on, whatever's happening in the world like this, but unfiltered, like I talk to my friends and not like I'm talking to knowing that my mom and dad are potentially going to watch this.
Right.
I'm going to be a little looser on that stuff, so haven't cut one of those yet, but yes, but you'll get more off the cuff content and stuff like that. That's definitely planned. So, of course, every single like, every share, every comment helps us with this pesky algorithm. So don't forget to smash the like button if you're watching this, if you're watching it now, if you're watching it live, if you watch it, you hear it, wherever you get this show, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and help us to get the word out. And one thing I wanted to end it with here, JR, I posted it on our socials today and yesterday over all of them. I realized I hadn't put it on Twitter yet until today, but I'm going to show the video. Let me pull it up real quick. And it's you and I on the last show that we did talking about the RKO and the Diamond Cutter and all of that. And we've gotten a little bit of feedback on social media from it. So I'm going to show that clip. If you haven't seen it, here it is. I love the RKO, which is just the diamond cutter.
Dallas says it, and I don't know which one's which. There's a difference, and I think the RKO, he just grabs the neck, interlocks fingers top on top. But when Dallas does the cutter, he uses a cravat where he interlocks his hands finger over finger, because that way you can control more. It's more of a shoot move. And I think the RKO is just interlocking on top or a pull from top. There is a slight variation there. I think it's with the hands, I think.
Next time we get DDP on, that's a question we need.
If anybody knows what the differences are in the cutter and the RKO are, let us know. Forgot I even said that.
It's a great one. It was great. We also mentioned Stone Cold in that I kind of cut it out. It just fit better with just RKO and the diamond cutter. But the stunner is a similar move too, except it's more of a kick and then a turnaround. Bryce Curon.
I think a stunner is usually a one-arm deal too.
Is it? Well, he says you're right, though, with the interlocking of the fingers with the cravat or whatever that you call it. And I think some of the folks on Facebook
I want to say Steven Regal told Dallas to use the cravat. That way he could have more control. And if you had to shoot with somebody, it put you in a better spot. I think it was Regal.
Oh, that makes sense. I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, buddy.
It doesn't matter. No.
See, I was trying the whole show not to wreck your show, and I had to make sure I got it in for the end of the show. Sorry.
Just finally wrecked it. No, it's fine. We got everything in.
but so your buddy Brian said that was right though. Was the hand?
He says that's right. But Bryce says that's right. Oh, I know what I was going to say. John Frazier, a buddy of mine, he had mentioned on Facebook that was correct. He told me who. He said someone taught DDP that move, and I can't remember because I don't have it in front of me right now on Facebook. I can't remember exactly who it was. He said that that's where he learned it, and then another friend of mine, Josh Gibson, said that the difference in the RKO and the diamond cutter is that the RKO comes out of nowhere. You never see it coming, which is true. You didn't ever see the diamond cutter coming either, but the RKO is a little bit more of a bam, all of a sudden just does it.
And Dallas said go ahead.
I was just going to say that's what John Frazier had told me. The RKO stands for Randy Kyle Orton. And I thought it meant Randy Knockout, but it's Randy Kyle Orton. I guess that's his full name.
I like you, I was assuming Randy Knockout, like a technical knockout, Randy Knockout. Yeah. And the diamond cutter makes sense because Diamond Dallas Page, what a great name. And went by Dallas only because he liked the Cowboys. I mean, his name is Dallas. Dallas is nowhere in his name. But, he said he got that too because it's something you could go out of anywhere from. He could do it from the top rope. He could do it from the ground. He could do it standing, sitting, from the corner. It's a move you could use anywhere, and you didn't require a lot of setup. But I say it's just like a good guitar tone. I mean, you use certain tones for certain reasons because they work and they're effective. That's a great finish move, and it's in all the different variations. And those are, you're talking about Randy Orton, Dallas Page, and Stone Cold using the same move, and there's been many others. Those are top three of the top 20 all-time wrestlers, and so it must work. It's very effective. And it looks devastating too. Oh, it looks
Yes, it does. That's what I mean, is that your favorite move in wrestling? What's your favorite finisher in wrestling?
Man, I still like old school stuff, like a pile driver, either standard or tombstone or Jake the Snake's DDT. I love the cutter and the stunner, but I would say probably an old, like back when Mr. Wonderful gave you a pile driver and you didn't get up. And like when back in the day when the Undertaker got you up and put you in a tombstone, you didn't get back up. I like the choke slam too. I got to be honest, the choke slam from a big guy way up in the air and lift them way up high. That looks awesome and devastating. I love a submission finish. I always love the figure 4, the Scorpion Deathlock, the sharpshooter that Bret the Hitman used. I like those as well. I mean, they're all different. I tell you one that I never did like, and I tried to use it some just because I was so much bigger than my little brother, was the claw. The claw doesn't really work. You'd have to have the biggest, strongest, and I guess it did work for some people, but you'd have to have some enormous, strong hands for that to be very effective.
Yes.
But a pile driver or a brain buster. Oh, I remember when the brain busters used to do the double brain buster, Tully and Arn. That was a devastating. Or the Road Warriors and the Steiners, when they both would put people on their shoulders and then take them off from the top rope. That's a devastating move.
Yep.
And Macho Man elbow from the top rope, or Snuka. You can't beat those either. The Hogan leg drop. Give me a break.
Yeah.
That,
No, the leg drop's stupid.
The Rock, some of his finishers, the whole do and then just a little punch flash. That's not a finisher. That's a gimmick.
No,
I mean, whatever. It worked. It got over, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm same. Mine's still the Diamond Cutter, the Stunner.
Yeah,
the RKO. Now I just love that move. Yeah. It's just so violent and fast, and it's just it's a wrestling move. It's
a great wrestling.
It's a finisher.
Yeah, and all of them have their different things. Like you said, Stone Cold, when he kicks them in the gut, so they spit the beer out, and then he hits them with it, and they bounce up and flip and flop and fly for him. And
I love it.
And Dallas, running and jumping and taking it, and Randy coming out of nowhere. He's like, he's not even in the picture frame, and then boom, there he is. RKO, you're dead.
Yes, it's perfect.
It's great.
It is perfect, man. It is perfect. Well, look, that's all I got tonight.
I got
gang.
one more
that's
thing.
All that we got.
I got one more.
Yeah. What you got?
What you got? I was going to mention on my podcast when I record another one. But I was listening today. Joe Rogan had Cody Tucker on yesterday, and Cody Tucker does. I think he has a podcast. Pretty sure he does. But he does a lot of shorts and reels that are breaking down where words and things come from, like and just unique facts. His name's Cody Tucker. He
Okay.
Rogan reached out to him just because he's fascinated by it, as I am, because he puts these things up. They're basically just clips from his podcast, I think, just these interesting fact things he'll go down. But it's very fascinating, and he just had a book come out, and it's the way the world works. He happened to be on Rogan the same day his book was coming out. Not planned that way. Rogan just reached out on Instagram because he liked his page.
Really?
Yeah, but his name's Cody Tucker. Y'all check him out. I love little tidbits. Not Tig Bits. I love Tig Bits because everybody loves Tigs Bits, but tidbits of information and facts and history and things like, why do we use this word? What does this mean? Like, I learned so many little facts from Cody's page, and it was awesome to just rant. I was like, dude, that guy's on Rogan. That's killer. So I would say, and it was a good listen, and check him out. That would be my podcast find of the week because I thought it was two birds, one stone. It's a social guy, and it's Rogan, and they cover a lot of ground, and it was just pretty good. So check that out. And like I mentioned, my new podcast, the JR the Handler Show, on all platforms. Y'all can check that out. At JR the Handler on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all come find me there, jrthehandler.com. You can find links to everything. Thank y'all for so far what the support you've given, and look forward to doing it for a long time, as I do look forward to continuing the Tigs Bits podcast with my brother Tig Nasty, and want to appreciate everybody for being on here tonight, for commenting on things, like, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But the biggest thing I found you can do to help any of the shows is just share it to a friend.
Yes.
Hit the little 3 buttons up there, share this episode, share this video, send it to somebody else you think will find it interesting. And if we can pass it around that way, we can spread the love around. And we all won't have to do so much heavy lifting. It'll just will all lift itself on up off the ground. And I would appreciate that. And I always have fun talking with you, Tiggy. It was good to catch up this week.
Yes,
hopefully
sir.
We'll get a rebuttal from Blasey, but if not, we'll just keep bringing him up till he shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to get him back on here at some point in time. He doesn't have a choice if we have to drive to him and make it happen. We're not done. He didn't tell everybody goodbye. He hasn't said goodbye, and he doesn't. So I think he left the door open to come back at some point. So
you got to put in a 2-week notice. We didn't get the 2-week notice. You got to come back and finish those 2 weeks.
That's right. Exactly. We ain't done with you, brother. We ain't done. But we're done with this show tonight. And again, appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate all the thoughts, prayers, all that stuff with my dad, the patience, letting me get everything caught back up. Hopefully JR and I will be able to get back in a groove moving forward, and no more hiccups along the way, and we'll start getting more regular content to you. From the Tigs Bits side, JR's done a great job with his podcast. I've been working on a couple of things behind the scenes that aren't live as well, other shows that are going to be coming out. So we got a lot of stuff coming, more stuff coming down the pipeline, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we will see y'all next week.